Get ready, we're going to be doing 20 of every exercise. I'm excited to do this workout with you. This is really my kind of a workout. All right, let's go ahead and start. We're doing dynamic stretching, switching that knee into a big circle, and then we'll go to the other leg. This is going to be cardio and strength. We're going to be using weights, big arm circles back. If you don't have the exact equipment I'm using, just makes a substitution. You might have to put your feet up on a chair instead of a ball like I do at times, but just make it so it works for you. Swinging those arms forward and back, great. I am going to try not to talk too much, and what I suggest is that you pick your favorite music and crank it up and play it during this workout. I will give you a countdown when we just have a few left of a move. Go ahead and do a calf stretch here so that you know that we're switching to a new move. I'll give you a couple pointers when it comes to proper form. And then I'll just let you listen to the music and have some time to think. We're stretching out our calf on the other side and then bringing our heel up to our bottom, getting a little bit of a stretch in the hip flexor and the quad. Just swing that leg forward and back now, letting it go both ways, forward and back, getting a stretch on both sides of that leg, working a little balance as well. And now we'll go ahead and do the other side. Keep your core pulled up and in. That's always a big deal, that you keep that core nice and strong during a workout. Let's reach over the head. Feel a stretch down your side. Try not to twist too much on this. Keep your shoulders stacked as you pull over. And we go to the other side as well. So strength training is super important, especially as we age. Let's twist, turning our hips here, swinging those arms. We need to keep our muscle mass. Muscle helps us to have a better metabolism. Squat, hands down, hips up, roll up, hands up. Squat, hands down, hips up, roll up. A couple more like that. Love this kind of a stretch right here. All the way up. Great. We are just about ready to start up our workout. All right, let's do it. So the first thing we're going to do is get some weights here. If you don't have weights, use a band, but this is going to be bicep curls. You want to keep your knees slightly bent and use control. All right, we're almost ready to switch to a deadlift here. With that deadlift, I want you to drop down, when you get to the bottom, put the weight into your heels, and then come up and center the weight on your feet. Keep that back flat, shoulders back and down. Keep going, and don't go too fast on these. All right, we're going to put those weights down or keep one of them if it's enough weight for you. And we're going to go ahead and do an overhead tricep. You drop that weight back and you push it all the way up. Big extension. Real important, knees are slightly bent and that you keep your hips tucked. Don't arch your back. All right, we're going to go ahead now, put that weight down, and I'm going to grab one of these big balls here that I'm going to be using. If you don't have one, you can just put your feet up on a chair and do plank hip lifts. So in an upside down plank, doing hip lifts. But if you have a ball, then go ahead and use that and bringing your heels to your bottom, keeping those hips up. Okay, we're going to come on up now. If you're not using a weighted ball, you could pick up a weight at this point, and we're going to do squats, dropping those hips down and all the way up. Bringing that ball down and up. Again, if you're carrying a weight, you can drop it down as well and lift it up high. Great for cardio and strengthen those legs and upper body. All right, we're going to take it and you can sit down on the ground, you can sit down on a chair and lean back. You're going to hold that weight or the weighted ball and do nice big twists, really pulling up and in on your deep, low transverse abdominal muscles. All right, this next move, you can do it on the ground. You could do it on a bench if you have one. You might want to put a weight up overhead and hold it, kind of like I'm holding the back of that bench. And then we're just doing, you can call them rocket shooters, reverse crunches, whatever you want to call them, but you're lifting your hips nice and high. Don't swing your legs. When you're down, your feet are still right above your hip. Keep lifting. All right, hopefully you felt those in the low core muscles. We're now going to get up. We're going to get some weights here. Don't go too heavy on these. Hold one knee up and you're going to bring your arms up. The big thing here is you want to bring your arms up at a 45-degree angle, thumb up. That's the safest way for your shoulders. Working on balance, which works our core, working that leg, working upper body. So much goodness going on. Keep going. All right, let's go ahead, switch it so the other leg's up. And now we're doing a deltoid raise. So your arms keep a 90-degree angle in the elbow joint, and you lift up so that your elbows only come to shoulder height. Okay, let's go ahead and put the weights down, and we're now going to get ready for some jump lunges. Watch your form on this. Be sure that that front knee stays above the ankle. Don't let your weight go into the ball of your foot with these. All right, those are some hard jumps right there, huh? Now you can do this on a chair. You're going to go sit back and then do dips, working your triceps. Be sure that you keep weight on your hands. Don't put it all on your feet. All right, couple more here. And then why don't you go and get a quick sip of water when we're done with these. And I'm going to go grab some weights here. But get a sip of water, then you'll need some heavier weights, and we're going to do bench press. You can do this again on a bench, or you can do it on the ground. All right, so you raise those arms up. When you drop them down, your wrist should be above the elbow, and then push them all the way up and together. Okay, so now we're going to lay down back on the ground, and you can put your feet up on a chair that you were just using or on a bench. You're going to keep one weight. You're going to lay down, put your feet up, keep one weight on your hips, and then lift up, really working your glutes and hamstrings here. All right, go ahead and put that weight off to the side. Scoot in a little bit closer to that chair so that your hips are directly underneath your knees. Then, looking up at the ceiling, do a nice basic crunch, but really feel this in your low core. Keep a slight pelvic tilt. Great job. All right, now we're going to lay down on our back, legs extended, hands under our bottom. And putting your hands under your bottom helps to force yourself to keep a pelvic tilt. Lift up your head and your shoulders and do a double leg raise. If this hurts your back at all, switch to an alternating leg raise. All right, now we're going to put our hands back, going into bicycle. When you do this, do not just pull your elbow across the body. Make sure that that whole upper body is twisting. All right, great job. I am going to go put my weights over on the other side of the room since I'm sharing them with my husband. And again, this could be a great time to get a sip of water. It's important that you stay hydrated, especially this is a tough workout. We're moving. We're not wasting a lot of time. No dilly-dallying going on here. So get a nice big sip of water, and then we are going to get going again. We still have about 30 minutes left here. All right, elevated plank hold, drive those knees forward, or you can put your hands on the ground for these mountain climbers. All right, we're going to be doing some rows, some bent over rows. Get a fairly heavy weight here. Support your back by putting your one hand on the knee and then letting the other one pull up. As you're down, your knuckles are forward. As you come up, your knuckles turn out to the side. Keep that core nice and strong. All right, we're going to switch to the other side. Same thing. Okay, put the weight down. Make sure there's no weights under your feet. You can put your hands on that chair for these burpees, or if you want it even more challenging, go ahead and put your hands all the way on the ground. As you shoot your legs back, it's really important that you keep your core nice and strong and you don't let your back arch. All right, great job. Burpees are hard, but they're so good. All right, if you have a ball or if you can put something weighted in between your legs, great. If not, you can do it without any weight. And we're just going to be working our core here, keeping our knees in a 90-degree angle, shoulders lifted off the ground, bringing our knees in, and then also having our heels touch the ground. All right, we're going to roll it over to our side and work our inner thighs. This is tricky. You can do just lifting both those legs without any weight there as well. Let's do the other side now. Okay, we're going to put away that weight. We're going to go into a plank. You can either keep it elevated on a chair, or you can do it on a ball, or you could put those elbows on the ground as well. And then just drive those knees forward, keeping your core nice and strong. All right, once again, we're going to go get some weights and we're going to do calf raises. We'll do them in 3 different positions. We'll have our toes forward to start. Now turn those toes out. This will work your calf muscles just in a slightly different way. All right, let's go ahead and turn them in now and keep lifting. Put one weight down there, and we're going to hold the one weight and do a nice deep squat and then swing those arms up. This is a power move. You really want to squeeze your glutes. Great job. All right, now turn your toes out, take your legs wider, drop down holding that weight, keeping your chest for the most part upright, weight in your heels, and use those inner thighs. All right, let's take another water break now. All right, this is kind of a fun workout right here. So you go into a plank position, you have one light weight. You reach through with the opposite arm, grab that weight, and bring it across. The whole time, you're going to hold a nice plank position. All right, leave that weight on the ground, bend over, have your hands down, one leg is slightly bent, and then you raise up the other leg just as high as you can with power. Be strong on this. We're now going to go down to the ground and we're going to do tricep push-ups. Real important that your elbows stay in close to your body on this one. Such a great exercise for the backside of the arms. Okay, go ahead now, step in, and we're going to do the opposite leg again using some nice powerful movements here. Okay, we're going to drop down into tabletop position, shoulders above wrists, and knees just lifting off the ground, using core and legs on this. Those knees tap the ground and then lift up. Great exercise. All right, this next one you can do sitting on the ground, or you can sit in a chair. If you're in a chair, keep your bottom at the very front. We come up and we twist, alternating sides. All right, it's time for push-ups. You can do these on your knees or your toes. These are wide grip push-ups, so hands are out wide. When you come down, your elbow should be directly above your wrist. All right, get a light to medium weight. Put it in one hand, feet wide, toes out. You bend over so that weight touches the shin. You bend forward and then come upright. Do not stay bent over the whole time. You want to move with that elbow coming up and back. We'll do a few more and then go to the other side. Okay, switch, and now do it to the other side. Another weight, so you have two weights here, and we're going to do reverse flies. Use control, bend over, lift those arms so knuckles come up to about shoulder height. Use control on these. Keep that core nice and strong. Knees slightly bent, weight centered on the feet. All right, we'll put the weights down. I'm going to clear a little space here and move the bench out of the way. And then we're going to do a back step lunge to a kick. All right, get lots of energy ready because you're going to need it for this move. Go nice down into a deep lunge, come up and kick. Get that kick nice and high if you can. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides now. Did warn you this was going to be a tough workout. We're now doing a squat to a knee pull. We're going to alternate sides on these. If you can, get your bottom nice and low so those thighs become parallel to the ground. Okay, let's go ahead, pick up one heavy weight for side bends. Real important, knee slightly bent, weight equal on your feet, and don't move from the hips down. Really think about extending your oblique and then contracting it. And let's take it to the other side now. All right, we're going to have one weight here, kind of a medium weight again. We're going to hold a lunge position, holding that weight out in front and twisting. So working core and legs. Great move right here. All right, switch sides now. All right, we're going to go into a plank position, shoulders above wrists, core nice and strong, feet wide, and do an opposite shoulder tap. Okay, we've got about 15 minutes left here. We're going to get one weight. We're going to come on our side. Be sure you're kind of putting your hand under your head so your neck is in a good alignment. That weight goes down close to the knee and lift it up, keeping that toe pointing forward so that you're working your abductor. You don't want to turn your toe up because we don't want to make this a quad exercise. A couple more here. Really great for the outside of the leg area. All right, let's go ahead now and doing a side crunch, bringing that knee up to the armpit, lowering the body but not all the way down, controlling it. Okay, we're going to go up into a side plank here. You need to go down on your elbow or you can stay up on your hand and we raise that top leg. All right, come on down, lean back, pulse those arms. Nice core exercise right here. Really move those arms nice and fast. Doing great. Weight, and we will go ahead and do those same movements on the other side, starting with our abductor exercise. Again, try to get that leg out in front of you as you lift it up. Okay, put the weight down. We're going to do side crunches. Remember to use control on the down. Don't just drop it down. And we come up into our side plank. You can be on your hand or your elbow. And again, moving that top leg is an option. All right, we're going to do some great stretching here. I want you to bring your hips up and back, really feeling a nice stretch in those hamstrings, your lats, your glutes. Then come all the way down and then press up. So it's both stretching and strength. Come back, feel that stretch. Come up into a plank, low plank, press up. We'll do that again. I struggle to keep my legs straight, but if you can keep those legs straight on that, that is awesome. And press up, nice stretch there. Hips go back, big stretch, plank, low plank, press up. Go ahead now, pull your hips back, keeping the arms out in front of you. And we'll do some great stretching now, but continue to use our muscles so that we're getting stronger and longer in those muscles. Twist that arm under and through and then raise it up. Ideally, you come up to a shoulder above shoulder position. Go ahead and keep doing those nice big twists. It's good for movement and rotation in the thoracic region of your spine. Great. And I just want to share a quick message with you as we're doing some of the cool down moves here, and that is the gospel. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side here. You know, the gospel message or the good news. Have you ever tried to really just sit and explain what that is? What do you think of when I say the good news, the gospel? I think a lot of people struggle with what that really means. But let me tell you what it is not. The good news isn't that we have to perform a certain way for God to love us. All right, for this move, keep your hips on the ground, press up, getting a nice stretch. I think so often we think that in order for God to love us, in order for us to be saved, it's about our performance. Our performance does matter, but not when it comes to being saved. Jesus came to rescue us. All right, we're going to go ahead, sit down here, and we're going to try to just get a nice big stretch on one side. He came to rescue us. He came to save us. And that means that the work was done with him. You don't have to earn your way to God. We are called to live a certain way, but it doesn't save us. Go ahead and switch to the other side. We're saved by what we believe, and if you struggle with this, I suggest you read the book of Galatians, and then also Romans 3, starting on verse 23. And you'll see over and over again, you are saved by faith. You're saved because of what Jesus did on the cross. We're going to drop our head just in front of us from one shoulder, and then slowly come all the way back again. Feeling a nice stretch in our neck here. And that's kind of hard to grasp that we're not saved because of how we perform, because so much of what we do in this world is based off of our performance. If people like us, if we get a promotion, if we get a good grade, go ahead and pull down to one side here. It's all based off of what we do. But isn't it so cool that we can't do anything to make God love us any more or any less? Go ahead now and grab the inside of that foot. Try to extend it out and get a nice big stretch there. Great job. Cross it over. And we're now, if you can't get it all the way across, that's okay. Do what you can. But we're going to lean forward, and this should give you a nice deep stretch in that hip area. Go ahead now with a big twist. Keeping range of motion in our spine is really important, and this exercise is good at that as well as some of the other ones. We'll go ahead now and go to the other side. Okay, go to the other side, pulling down. Try to relax while you're stretching. Don't tense up and fight against it. Hold that just a little bit longer. Now come up, and again, raising it up, holding on to the inside of that foot. So remember that it's not about what you do. It's about what he did. You know, in all the other major religions, they sent someone who was a teacher. Yes, Jesus was a teacher, but first and foremost, he was a savior. He came to guide us, came to show us things, but he came to save us. John 3:16 tells us, that God so loved the world that he sent his one and only Son, and whoever believes in him will have eternal life. But in John 3:17, it goes on to say, God did not send his Son to condemn the world, but to save the world. Pull that arm across, getting a nice big stretch there. It's nice to be able to have this extra time today to do more stretching. Pull that other arm across the body. Feel that stretch in the back of the shoulder. All right, so here I'm actually getting a calf stretch, a hip flexor stretch by pushing that hip forward and then pulling that arm across to, again, get a nice back stretch. I'll go to the other side and do the same thing. Pull it across. As we age, it's important that we keep our range of motion. We can get really kind of locked up. So it's something that we have to work on. All right, keep pulling those shoulders back and down, but bend forward and try to raise those arms up. You can tell I'm a little stiff in this area, but hopefully you can raise those arms a little bit higher than me, keeping your legs just straight with a slight bend. Raise those hands up overhead, come forward, let the hands come down to the ground, and slowly roll up. Again, all the way up, come forward, hands just go along the ground, and then slowly roll up. Doesn't that feel good after all that we did today? Keep going with that movement. Now I want you to do a half squat, bringing your hands down to your heart in prayer position. And I want you to think about 3 things that you are thankful for today. Come on up, reach, give that head a nice little light pull to the side, come down, and let's bring the other arm up and over, feeling a nice stretch on the outside of our neck there. All right, round those shoulders back really big, pulling them together, and then opening up the chest and rounding them back. Let's switch direction now, pulling them forward. While doing this, just kind of focus on pulling your core up and in and having good posture with your knees just slightly bent. Feet are out wide now. It's real important that you keep your weight in your heel as we're stretching out our inner thigh and hamstring. Weight is back on your heels. Other side. All right, up to the center and arms out. Bend forward with a flat back. Drop those arms and round it up. Come up, arms halfway, bend forward, drop those arms, round up. So like I said earlier, just remember that you are saved because of what Jesus did, not by what you're doing or trying to do. It was done on the cross, and just accept that gift. Grateful and thankful that Jesus was willing to do that for you. All right, drop those arms and round it back up. You should be feeling pretty loose now. Hold one arm out, bring your foot towards your bottom, and actively push your hip forward on that side to deepen the stretch. Keep your balance. Keep going there. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Having a little balance issues, I guess, today. We are in our final minute of this workout. I hope your body's feeling good and strong. We raise it up and bring those hands down. Do that again. And just be thankful that you're healthy enough to do this workout. It was a tough one. It was long and it was non-stop. So hope you feel great and strong. Be sure you're taking nice big breaths here. And one more time. Awesome. You did a fantastic job.